I would say 4 minutes left in the game. They scored a 3-pointer. And it was actually a gorgeous goal by Ubi Parapovic.
Yeah. I did see the 1 3-pointer by Rochester. Was that Mauricio? Or no, who was that?
Oh, man, I can't believe you don't know the answer to that.
I did not.
You might want to jot it down on that piece of paper that the guy that's coming.
Was that Stephen?
That was Basso.
Wow, that was a shot.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that was just a beautiful. That was a Bennett like Beckham indoor shot.
Yeah, he definitely ripped it. It was definitely, I mean, Quinn didn't even move for it. It was a rip. I mean, I would have saved it one-handed, but
of course. that was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, gorgeous goal. Definitely a great 3-pointer, and that's what Basso's capable of. He's got a cannon for a left foot, and people are watching out for Mauricio's left foot. So when they're marking up Maurizio, they forget about some other players like Basso, who's got a cannon.
All right, and we are going to have Stephen on in about a half an hour here. He will be on at 6:45 Eastern Time. There's some other MASL news. As I told Sam last week on the air, it seems like the East Coast of the MASL, everything's great as far as the league being run professionally, with the exception possibly of Dominic driving the bus and not having six attacker shirts.
Right.
But everything in the East Coast seems to be going well. The West Coast of the MASL, there's been some issues. There's a team that folded. There was a protest that led to a dismissal of 2 red cards and of a whole league result.
Is that not the same team that folded?
Yes, that was the Hidalgos team, right?
Yeah.
And there was also
outdoor arenas.
Yeah, teams playing outdoors. There's a number of teams playing outdoors out west, which I don't know if it's an issue because obviously.
Well, I heard it is an issue because I heard
it
rained and that they had to cancel the game. Yeah. So that is an issue.
Yeah,
it rain's a big issue.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was a Seattle problem where there was a lawsuit against the Seattle owner, and they were playing in a 7,000-seat arena with an average of about 100 fans per game. So finally, they've resolved that Seattle issue. Dion Earl, who was involved in a huge lawsuit with the league and all kinds of people involved. Basically, Seattle's out of the league, and an amateur team called the Tacoma Stars, the MASL has promoted them to take over Seattle's spot in the league.
They just should jump in right now.
Right, well, they're going to jump in, and they're actually going to play the rest of their season out and play the rest of Seattle's season.
Man. Right. So they're taking over Seattle's schedule, and they're going to still play their amateur schedule. Yeah. It's very strange.
That's kind of bizarre.
And okay, now I think they also took over Seattle's record somehow. Because they're listed on the MASL website as 3-11, which I believe was Seattle's record.
That's a good thing to inherit.
They just gave them Seattle's. It's very odd.
Well, the best part about that is they do have a better record than Harrisburg.
Jeez.
Yes. And Saltillo.
That's kind of a circus out there.
It is. The West Coast seems a little odd. I mean, there are some, teams that have been around forever that.
Yeah, the Sockers and
and Dallas, the Sidekicks.
Yeah. Well, Dallas just picked up. What did they just pick up? Beasley, I think they got, or wasn't it Beasley?
DeMarcus?
Yeah.
DeMarcus Beasley?
I think it was DeMarcus. They picked up somebody, because they were at Seattle.
Or wasn't his brother?
His brother also.
Not DeMarcus, his brother, Jamar.
Jamar's Beasley, yeah. That's a huge
cool.
signing, obviously.
I mean, Chicago seems to be a pretty set team, too.
Yeah, they don't draw very well, though. You know who might be the most successul team out west is Monterrey, Mexico. They draw great.
Oh, yeah, they have an atmosphere.
They're 14-1. They might actually win the title this year.
Yeah,
I haven't heard. What's it going to be called? Is there a cup? MASL Cup or something?
I'm not sure. I just know if we win it, we get wrestling belts or something.
Yeah, I'm sure. Really? That'll be great.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
But I mean, like Chicago, we played in Chicago, and it was, they played in a pretty decent stadium. It was a nice stadium, and they had like 150 people.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's got to change.
It's terrible. I mean, playing at our stadium is fun. You get the crowd, and if that can't pump you up as a field player, I don't know what can. I mean, having the crowd screaming and all the noise.
Right. I always wonder this. I never played any high level of athletics where there was a crowd. Neither did John.
That's not true.
What?
John played varsity sports and college sports, so I played in
but what was the biggest crowd?
Maybe 1,000.
Okay. All right.
I apologize. That's bigger than some.
It's bigger than a lot of crowds you guys play in front of.
So you never played sections? You ever played high school sports?
I played 10.
You could get some crowds
All right. Anyways, so
bigger than college.
as an
actually.
athlete, as the crowd does make a difference. doesn't it?
Oh, God, yeah.
It makes a huge difference, I mean, you're playing in front of those people, I mean, if that doesn't fire you up, I
Right.
mean, it's pumps you up like crazy. We went to Pennsylvania last year, and there was
The roar.
Yeah, there was 200 people in there.
Right.
Before we got there, our coach was like, "Listen, if you think the crowd's gonna pump you up, you got something else. You might as well just be playing at TSE because there ain't gonna be nobody there, And there really wasn't. So it does make a difference because it just feels like you're playing against each other. Like it just when you have the crowd there, you're pumped up, you're ready to go, you're on
Especially
fire.
if you're playing an away game, and I remember like you're saying, if you're playing against a team that doesn't like you, sometimes that can be the best pump up because you really just want to upset them.
Yeah.
And for us, it was Byron Burgeon was our big rivals, and when you just heard them,
What
just
is
the
this,
looks,
cow tipping or something? Where were you?
yeah, they were our rivals. I went to Wheatland, so when you saw the looks on their face and the anger, it made you want to play better. It was almost better than playing in front of a home crowd.
Absolutely. Like when we play now, like when we have a timeout, their crowd is always like got horns and drums right by where we're trying
Syracuse
to talk.
has a pretty good crowd there, right?
Decent crowd, yeah. Syracuse is a small building, so I mean they get a good following, a good number of people.
It gets loud in there though because it's so small.
Yeah, and it's great because you don't need something huge, and like I said, you get the crowd into it and they get loud and it's a good time.
All right, I want to bounce this off you guys. News came out that there is a professional futsal league launching in the United States.
That's cool.
Next year, I believe.
I think it was 16, right? 2016 or 17, right?
I think 2016 is the plan. So I was thinking if any city was going to get a team, it would probably be Rochester since we have a team in every other sport except for football.
I don't know.
I don't think it's a great idea. I think 3 professional soccer teams is enough.
It seems like something to me that'd be more in the southwest, West Coast.
Well, it's coming out of Dallas,
thing.
so it's the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, the NBA team, and the former FC Dallas president are involved in this. So
I don't know. Like I have mixed feelings on it. I mean, I don't mind futsal, but I'm not sure I would pay to go sit. I mean,
have you ever played futsal?
A little bit here and there, but I mean, it's just
so
like
basically it's played on a surface that's about the size of a basketball court, right?
Yeah,
small ball.
It's very
Size
so
three.
smaller.
A heavy
I think
ball.
A little, smaller,
heavier
heavier,
ball,
yeah.
so it stays closer to the court, and the surface is like a basketball court,
Right.
so it's very hard, and it's 5-on-5 instead of 6-on-6.
Listen, I used to play like at MCC in a regular indoor league, and it's not a keeper's fun thing to do. Is diving
I'm
around
sure.
a wooden floor.
Right.
So
Diving on a wooden floor.
Yeah,
They do have
It's
a
even
World Cup for futsal, though. I mean,
It's
that's pretty cool.
futsal is very popular in other parts of the world. And it's just like beach soccer. I love watching beach soccer on television. It's big in Europe.
well, I'm a beach
South
soccer
America
player.
too.
Yes, you are. Yes.
So, but it's like I said. I mean, it's a good thing. Anything to get soccer bigger, whether it's futsal, indoor.
I just can't see it being a huge hit.
I don't see it either. I mean,
I think this might be akin to, like, John and I joke a lot about professional roller hockey because John likes roller hockey. It's a thing. They have it, but no one knows about it.
It'll never be big.
but
Right.
but futsal, the only thing.
Actually, it was at one point in the
roller
90s.
hockey was
In the
big.
90s,
roller,
professional roller hockey was big in California. In Anaheim, Anaheim would draw 16,000 fans to watch roller hockey. Craig Sharon, the late Craig Sharon, played in Anaheim, and they used to fight a lot in professional roller hockey back in the 90s, just like regular hockey.
They also had a weird banked board system that
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
And
it was
the
almost
thing-
like the old foosball table.
It was banked.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it was only popular in Anaheim, and still popular in Anaheim because there's a professional league that's still up, and Anaheim has like 4 of the teams that are in it.
Yeah,
And to say it's popular there.
I don't know
but
why.
I don't
It's
either,
all
but they
about the
love it.
Mighty Ducks. Because that movie came out, and it was about Anaheim, and it got all the kids in California wanting to play hockey. But I guess because there's not enough ice, or ice is so expensive out there, that they all started playing roller
Well,
hockey.
the thing too is with being out there, any arena, it's going to be hard to keep the ice hard.
Yeah.
And
the weather.
expensive.
Yeah.
Well, they do a good job. I mean, I'm sure they have better ice in California than they do at the Blue Cross Arena. For some reason,
you would think
we
that, but
have
here's the
the
problem.
worst ice.
Here's the
in
problem.
the
Once
league.
you start getting into the playoffs, like April area, because the
it
temperature
gets
rises
hot.
outside, so the ice actually gets really
The
soft.
technology is amazing now. Last year they had an outdoor NHL game at Dodger Stadium. This year they're having an outdoor NHL game in San Francisco.
Imagine the cost, though.
But the first outdoor hockey game in United States, Canada was in '94, the LA Kings against the New York Rangers in Vegas in September.
That is right.
At night,
Yeah.
it was like 95 degrees, though.
I remember we looked that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But they played outdoors at 95 degrees. That was the first game. And I remember watching the game. I watched like the whole thing on NHL Network. There were a lot of puddles. The ice looked horrible, but they played
pulled
it.
it off,
So, I mean,
yeah.
they have great technology with the ice making thing. I saw they were in Alabama. I saw on Twitter they had a youth hockey tournament outdoors. It was the first outdoor hockey tournament in the history of the state of Alabama.
You ever
So-
play? You ever play the what is it? The Bud Light or the
Oh,
Blue
Labatt
Light one
Blue?
up here?
You know what? I have not. I would love to
The
sometime.
3-on-3
Yeah.
Labatt
Yeah,
Blue
yeah,
tournament.
yeah.
At some point, I'm going to.
It's on the canal, right?
Yeah,
They play on
it
the
sounds
canal.
like a blast.
Have you ever been there at all, though? Or any
No,
watching?
Yeah, I was-
Me
haven't.
either.
I have, but I love pond hockey.
Yeah, it's
I
awesome.
I love. There's at Highland Park. They have a great pond there. Last winter,
I see a lot of people
played
skating at
almost every night there.
Churchville Park.
Scottsville Johnson Park is flooded right now and has a pretty decent sheet of ice.
Yeah,
on it.
January is the best time because
Mhm.
the temperature's usually cold enough. So, we're gonna move on to some more hockey talk. John, real quick, our favorite sponsor.
You know, it's favorite or it's just that there's a special spot there.
They're very special in our
They
hearts.
are special. You know, and Leroy Discount Liquor. Thank you very much for being our first sponsor. And, you know, maybe you guys should go out there, take that short drive. It's not a very far drive out there to Leroy and get their delicious, very nice supply of $15 and under wines. They also have a $5.99 rack, which I've personally tried myself. Very good selection. Talk to our good buddy Johnny. And please, folks, do not drink and drive.
And we have a winner in the Salvatore's Lancers Trivia contest. Congratulations to Leslie Weeder. You have
I
won.
know Leslie Weeder. Leslie, you don't count.
We seem to know everyone so far that has won the trivia. Oh, well.
Small community.
Yes. And Soccer Sam has a message for us.
The Lancers are home Sunday, January
Sorry.
25th, 4 p.m. OurLancers.com.
I just deafened Mark. I'm sorry about that. And John.
We don't hear nothing.
Okay.
I heard that.
And also our other sponsor that we love, the Rochester Razor Sharks. They were off this week. They are home again on Saturday, this coming Saturday, against the Erie Hurricane at the Blue Cross Arena. Come support the 6-0 Rochester Razor Sharks. So Razor Sharks Saturday, Lancers Sunday. We have some big hockey news going on. First of all, we have to mention, this is Monday when we're recording this. Last night, so this being Sunday night, the Amerks were playing in Oklahoma City against the Oklahoma City Barons, the best team in the American Hockey League. They were down 7-5 with about 3.5 minutes left in the game, scored 2 goals in 12 seconds to tie it at 7. No goals in the overtime, outshot Oklahoma City 9-5 in the overtime, no goals in the overtime. 4th round, the shootout, Zach Dalpe scores to win the shootout 1-0. Amerks win 8-7 on the road in Oklahoma City against the best team in the league. By far their best win this year. 2 huge wins on this road trip to Texas and Oklahoma City. They beat the Texas Stars, who were the number 2 team in the Western Conference. Another comeback win. They were down 4-2 on Wednesday. Beat them 5-4, 3 third-period goals. Lost to San Antonio, but then this incredible win after an overnight bus ride. They were on the bus from San Antonio to Oklahoma City for like 14 hours.
Yes, that's not a short ride.
I tried to get Rob Sanderson or Kevin Klubja on tonight. They both had other commitments, but I want to know if they're because this is going to lead into this next conversation, which is the announcement that the AHL is going to cut their schedule from 76 games to possibly 66, either 72 or 66. And I saw this comment. I announced this about a month ago before this was out anywhere else in the media that they were going to cut their schedule because they've been talking about it for a while. I thought for sure they go to 72. Now the news is they might go to 66, which I think is too far. That would put them below the ECHL. The ECHL plays 72. Why would you have your AAA league in hockey play less games, a significantly less amount of games than your AA league?